not get that started. Like, it just took tremendous effort to get that initiative off the ground. Nobody heard. They just would look at you and not respond. You know, I sit in the room with the Prime Minister, and they had him on 22 minutes, where the day that I presented when Paul Martin first got in, the day that I presented to him, and it was a joke because he was like nodding off, and there they had me talking away about the most important issues of my life, and Paul Martin nodding off. And that's the way it was. No one listened until the churches came in and Amnesty International got involved. In fact, the churches put in, the very first money came from the Anglican Church and the United Church, and I think it was $10,000 that first summer, and we had some pamphlets made up, and buttons we had? Yeah, buttons we had made up, and they paid for that. That was the first money, and when the Anglican Church put it in their journal, we began to get calls. So it had to come from the church, or it had to come from another NGO who's very, very familiar and very knowledgeable on issues. They would not listen to me. They would not hear it or believe it for some reason. Maybe it's because I had brown skin. Maybe it's because they thought I would lie to them about an issue that was very much undocumented. But the Sisters in Spirit campaign, I'm not with the Native Women's Association of Canada, but they're moving ahead. They just got the $5 million. I had been asking for $10 million and got $5 million. And I remember the disbelief, because in our little group with the churches and Amnesty, I remember they said, "Why don't you ask for $1 million? And I said, no, and I sat there and thought, I'm just going to put down $4 million just to see what happens. And Ed Bianchi, I don't know, he's very well known activist in the Anglican Church. He said, "Terry, what would you do if they gave it to you?" I said, "I would say, thank you very much." And that's all I had to say. But anyways, they have the money now, and the work is being done, and I hope that it becomes near and dear to everyone's heart. It's not. Thank you. It should be very small. Because it's not an Aboriginal women's issue. That's what our leaders talk about it as. We had many, many tables at the international level around cabinet ministers and ministers. I would be the only one ever talking about it. Never once did our leadership ever come forward and say, "Yeah, Terry, we support you. It's a serious," not once, until very late in the campaign, Phil Fontaine finally made a statement, and I thank him for that, and also the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples. But it took tremendous effort, even in our own community, to get any kind of recognition.